Hey, what's up guys? Been getting a lot of messages wanting me to do a fusing video, so I'm going to be doing that today. Also been getting a lot of messages to do an unboxing video of my canister shells. I'm sorry guys, I hate to say it, but I don't do unboxings. I find them boring. They're not good watching. If you've seen one canister, you've seen them all. In each box you get canisters and you get a tube. That's it. Who wants to watch that 50 times? I've seen so many unboxings and they're boring, and they're just fillers. They're for people who don't have anything else to put on their channel. And I like to say that I'm different than that. But I will be doing a fusing video today. So pretty much all you need are canisters. Of course, the thing you're going to be lighting, fuse, depending on what kind of fuse you want. Got quick, got perfect, got visco, safety fuse, whatever you want to call it. You will need masking tape or zip ties if you have them, and of course you will need a rack or something to fire them out of. These videos, fusing is pretty easy. It's self-explanatory, and it's very easy once you get to do it. Once you get to know how to do it, it's simple. It doesn't take a genius to do it. Yeah, so I'll get back to you in a couple minutes. I'm going to put these into tubes. I'm going to try to do this without anybody helping me, so work with me guys. It's going to be a little tough, but we'll get through it. Alright, hopefully you enjoy. I'll be back in a second. Thanks. Okay, I'm back. I'm only going to demonstrate these 3 shells right here because I'm just going to, show you how to fuse them, not really do much of anything else. But another thing you will need is masking tape, or if you have zip ties. Some people use both zip ties and masking tape. Masking tape tends to, if you're doing them like way in advance, the tape could slip off. But if you're gonna light them right away, then you'll probably have no problem. But zip ties work really well, and then some people even put masking tape over those to make sure they all hold. And if you're doing this like ahead of time, like say I wanted to load this rack and fuse it and then take them out and reload it with other shells so I could be prepared in ahead of time, you want to use zip ties or something, because this masking tape will start to, the adhesive gets a little, I don't know what it is, but moisture or whatever, and the fuses could slip out and whatnot. So you want, like, zip ties work really well. I don't have them at the moment, so I'm going to just show you how to do this with masking tape, which works really well if you're going to be launching them right then. You have no problems. So I already cut this this perfect fuse out. I use nail cutters because there's no friction. There's no 2 parts rubbing together. I don't use scissors because you never know if that sparks. You could light the fuse and then you could have a problem. So usually you want your, okay, I'm gonna see if I can hold this somehow. Alright, cool. Usually you want your fuse, okay, let me see, maybe about an inch and a little more from the point you start your fusing, so you could have a point of ignition, so you could get back away from it. And I'll show you how to do this if you're going to be using e-fire or some kind of electronic firing system. So you would want to start the first fuse right there. And another point, you always want the fuses facing each other. This is the correct way. You want both fuses going in the same direction. You never want to fuse like this, which is the opposite direction. See, this is the ignition point. You don't want the fuse facing back of it. You want them facing in the direction of the way you're going to be lighting it. Some people also trim the fuse of the canister, so it gives it a better ignition, but it's not always necessary. I usually don't. So, you can if you want. Some people do, some people don't. Okay, so you grab the piece of masking tape and, make sure those connections are good. Take the piece, wrap it around there, And you always want to make sure the masking tape covers the tip of the fuse coming out of the tube. And just squeeze that together so no fuse is showing. It kind of keeps conduction. When this fuse comes to this point, it kind of makes a barrier so all the heat stays in this area right here, and it makes sure that that fuse is lit. So that one's done. Okay, and then pretty much you go on to the next one and you just continue doing the same thing. Now I'm going to do a little demonstration. If you only have the green visco or what is called you know, the safety fuse, and you want your shells to go off faster, you know, you can always put it closer to the first shell, or some people even, you know, do a loop knot and tie them to the shell, the first shell, like so, you know, and they'll just tie it to the first shell instead of connecting it to the fuse. I don't do that, however. You know, I have the quick fuse and the you know, I have all the fuses, so I can pretty much do that way. But yeah, so, you know, pretty much just go about your business attaching it. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to finish fusing this and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, so I finished fusing all these shells. Now this is where I'm going to get to the E-match part. If you're doing E-match, you never want to have, at the end of your last shell, you never want to have any overlap of fuse. So you would cut this off and you would add a piece of tape right there, or even some people put foil over all of the shells, because if you're doing an E-match and you're lighting it and a piece of this fuse, say you're doing multiple mortars and you have some on the other side you don't want to go off yet, a piece of this fuse happens to fly off, and these fuses are so easily, you know, to light, that if that piece of that fuse goes over to your, you know, say you have mortars right here too and you don't want those lit yet, if it flies over there, it could spark those and have those go off. That's why you see people put foil, or they'll even put tape on the ends, or even put a sheet of tape. They'll have them up here and they'll put a sheet of tape over the fuses to cover them, so, you know, you don't have misfired shells going off at times they don't want them to. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this part of, you know, fusing. You just want to make sure that, you know, all your fuses have a good connection and they're going in the same direction. I'm going to do another part of this where I'm just going to use fuse. I'm not going to light any shells today. I'm just going to try to make a video with using fuse to show you how you know, just a demonstration, have you imagine that, you know, canister shells are connected to it, and I'll do that and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, hopefully you like it. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright guys, so this is the third part. I got 3 pieces of fuse here, and this is going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because I had a lot of people wanting to know the burn time, and I've told everybody this one's 10 seconds per foot. This one burns a lot faster. I think it's, what, 1 second per foot or something like that, and this one is extremely slow. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the visco fuse as the primary fuse, which is the fuse that all the mortars would be attached to, and I want you guys to imagine that these 2 fuses right here are your mortar fuses. So I'm going to combine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these up into pieces and I'm going to attach it to the primary fuse, and I'm going to light the primary fuse, and you're going to see how fast these fuses light. So you can, you know, you can imagine, and this is a demonstration, so in case you guys, when you guys do your fusing videos, or you do your fusing, excuse me, you can know how fast, or, you know, where you want to place your fuses on the primary fuse to have your shells go off. You can kind of get an idea of the timing that you would want. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up and fuse them, or combine them to the primary fuse, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. Alright guys, so I got it all cut up. Here's a primary fuse. So let's see if I can do this. See, remember, always have both fuses facing the same way. Make sure you got a good tight seal. They're both the connection is very good. Like I said, you can use anything. Masking tape will work as long as the seal is good. There you go. There's the first one. I'm going to alternate these. I'm going to do it perfect fuse, quick fuse, perfect fuse, quick fuse. So, I don't know if you can see it. There, you can see it now. Remember, both facing the same way. If you have it facing the other way, it'll still probably work, but you know, your chances of that shell not going off are higher. It's just smarter. Have them both, the tip of the fuse being lit by the primary fuse. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off and I'll get back to you guys, and then I'll light this off and do a little demo on that. Alright, so I fused all the fuses to the primary fuse. When you do your shells, this is pretty much how it should look. You should have your primary fuse, and I want you to imagine that there are canister shells or cakes attached to those bottom fuses. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Most people just don't know how to aim the fuses, or that you can use pretty much anything to tape it. I use masking tape. I think masking tape works the best if you don't have zip ties. Some people even use zip ties and then they'll tape them to make sure that they stay on there. Especially if you're going to be reloading a rack, kind of like the one I have. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to load all the shells into that rack and fuse them, and then take them out and keep doing that over and over, so I can just keep reloading that rack, and I don't have to, you know, after each rack, after the rack goes off, I don't have to put them back in and try to fuse them right after that. That would take too long, especially if you're trying to run a show. You know, I'm also going to be getting another rack. I ordered it. I'm not going to tell you how many shots it is. I'll wait till I get that rack, and then I'll do a video of that. So look forward to that. And I'm going to go light this out right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, or if I didn't cover anything on this, please tell me, and I'll try to do a better job. You know, I did this off the fly, so, you know, it was a spur of the moment kind of thing. So hopefully I answered all your questions or helped you out a little. So like I said, if you have any questions, just get back to me and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you for all my subscribers, all my new subscribers. I got a lot of subscribers now, and thank you so much. I'm glad you guys enjoy my channel. I'm probably one of the highest subscriber firework channels, besides some of the guys who have been in business a lot longer than me. But thank you for everybody. I'm glad you enjoy my videos, and I'm glad I can put a good product on there for you. Alright, see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so hopefully this goes well. It's a little windy out here. So I'm going to light this end right here, and it should go down. Light this first one, connect light, and all the way down. And yeah, so here we go. Awesome. So yeah, as you can see, all the fuses lit. That went off a little faster than I thought it would. But well, you know, the perfect fuse and the quick fuse do light pretty fast. Perfect, if those were mortars, they would all be gone. It's a perfect launch. Yeah, like I said, comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and you guys have a good one.